Hey bros, I'm Frank. This is another episode of Versus. In this episode, we're covering the Air Warriors boss in the Nerf Mega Magnus. Of course, before we compare the pros of each, let's compare the similarities. These are, in essence, pretty similar blasters. These are both spring power, top priming blasters that are capable of firing Nerf Mega Darts. Of course, this doesn't come with Nerf Mega Darts, but they have interchangeable ammo, so they're pretty much the same ammo. Add to that, they're very similar in size. So to find out which one is better, of course, let's go over the pros of each, starting out with the Air Warriors boss. The first pro of the boss is the performance. This one shoots a little bit harder than most Nerf Mega Blasters. The average is about 80 feet per second, the Magnus is about 70 feet per second. It's not like a total game winner, but it's substantial, and you can notice that when you're firing. The next pro is the fact that it takes an external box magazine. If you have preloaded magazines, it's a lot faster to reload by using a magazine, and this also takes the Centurion mag, so if you have those, that doubles your capacity. Usually external box mags make the blaster larger in size. This has the same capacity as the Magnus, but it's about the same dimensions. Those are the two most important pros, in my opinion, of the boss. Let's get to the pros of the Nerf Mega Magnus. With most Nerf blasters, I'd say the pro is its Nerf brand and tactics because of rails everywhere, but for this one, sort of a minor tactics. You have a rail under here. Not as tactical as it could get, but it's a slight advantage if you want to put, an optic upside down, for those people who travel to Australia. Hey to the Australians who keep commenting saying, hey, that's racist. First of all, no, it's not. It's not racist at all. You're not a race, you're a nation. It's nationalistic. Go America. And second of all, it's a joke. Calm down, bros. But other than the Tactical Rail Pro, it's also slightly faster to reload a non-magazine or a non-external box magazine blaster if you don't have other box magazines preloaded. The Magnus has what you would consider an internal magazine, so it does have a magazine, but it's not an external detachable magazine. If you don't have any extras, you can pull that back and load it much faster than pulling out a magazine and then fumbling and shoving darts into it. So as a sidearm, you don't necessarily want to carry around mega magazines to reload your blaster if it's not your primary, so this is actually faster for some applications. But those are the pros that are important to me for the Nerf Mega Magnus. So which is better, the Magnus or the boss? In my opinion, the boss. I am a Nerf fanboy, but the performance gains and the ability to use the Centurion magazine is a huge game changer in my opinion. If you're a fan of the Mega stuff and you want to use a Centurion, which I would not recommend at all, you could have the same firepower as the Centurion with a much smaller package. I wouldn't say this is as smooth to use as the Magnus because this is a Nerf blaster, so it's a little bit more refined. So I guess if you don't want to carry any box magazines ever and money's not an issue at all, the Magnus would be recommended for that as a dedicated sidearm. But it's a very large blaster to carry around for 3 shots. Where you could say the boss is your primary, it's a rather small primary, but if you have enough box mags, you can make that very practical with your high rate of fire. So Magnus versus boss, again, this is just my opinion. The boss wins. This is just my opinion, and you're welcome to disagree. That's this episode of Versus. If you have any blasters or topics you'd like to compare, leave a comment in the section below. I'm Frank, thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical.